The next interview is with the notorious, true American outlaw, a legend in his field, Jesse Woodson James. And how are you, Mr. James?
Fine, I guess. And yourself?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, Jesse, old boy, tell me a bit about yourself and how you came to be such a bad, bad boy.
Well, to start, I was born in Mississippi in 1847. My parents were farmers, and my father was a reverend. I also had a brother Frank and sister Susan. However, I lost my father to the West.
Oh, no. Did you find him?
No, he died when I was still young, when he moved out west to California to spread religion and gold miners. After I lost my father to the West anyway, my brother and I became members of the Confederacy during the Civil War.
Oh, Civil War, eh? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my brother Frank and I were Confederate guerrillas during the war, under Bloody Bill Anderson. During our time with Bill, we were accused of committing horrible atrocities and murdering the innocent Union soldiers. Too bad they deserved every last beating we gave them.
Oh, how terribly inappropriate.
Yeah, well, after the war, Frank and I returned to Missouri, which was a state of disrepair. Soon after, we became members of the James Younger Gang.
Oh, a gang, eh? Did you get a jacket with your name on it, or did you have to paste that?
No, we were a serious gang of the thieves and outlaws.
Oh, my bad. So what did you do in that said gang?
We were robbers and thieves that plundered the West in search of cold, hard cash. We were willing to rob anyone or anything that stood in our way. You name it, banks, trains, and people. We were willing to rob them.
Oh, no. Were you supposed to do that?
No, but the robbery was the main source of income for the gang, and myself especially. Plus, it seemed like the only worthwhile way to make a living after the Civil War.
But then one day, the gang came crashing down.
Unfortunately, the gang made its downfall in 1876.
Oh, no! What happened?
We tried to rob First National Bank in Minnesota, but everyone except my brother and I were captured.
And what did you do when you found yourself alone with your brother?
We all split up in a hiding. Later on, however, we changed our names and resurfaced again and formed other gangs in the South. However, none of them were as successful or as feared as the James Younger Gang. Finally, Frank and I settled down, away from crime.
And, Jesse James, isn't it true that some people wanted you dead, and they put a price on your head?
Yeah, I guess so, but they're just jealous.
Jesse, I want you to finish my sentence. Jesse James' last words before being assassinated were, "Live from New York!"
Saturday Night Live with Coleman, Clifford, Dennis Harkins, Colin Gallagher, and Connor Healy, featuring Noah Potash, and host and musical guest, John Philip Sousa.
Hello, New York City. I'm very excited to be here tonight hosting Saturday Night Live. You might have heard of my band, the Sousa Band. Well, in case you were wondering, we're going to be touring in Europe later this year. And I just wanted to let all of you know that I still love America the most. Anyway, I thought I would tell you a little bit about what it's like being a musician. There's one thing that freezes a musician more than the deadliest physical cold, and that's the spiritual chill of an unresponsive audience. Tough crowd. I've managed to stay pretty fit through my time as a conductor of the Sousa Band. For years I've been able to wear the same size hat. See, this is why I have a band normally. I hate it when nobody laughs. One last try. You know, when I was born, my parents named me John Philip So. But I love this country so much, I decided to add the USA at the end of my name. Thank you. I'll be back later.
I sat down for an interview with death row inmate Henry Howard Holmes. Let's take a look, shall we? So, Henry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I went to med school in Michigan in 1884.
And what did you do on the side?
I robbed the morgue every now and then.
Oh, no. Why would you do that?
I took out life insurance policies on them and collected big time because they were already dead.
A real rags to riches story, eh? Now, what did you do after graduating med school?
I moved to Chicago and built myself a hotel during the World's Fair.
Ah, pretty standard bed and breakfast?
Well, the first floor was pretty normal.
Oh.
But, you see, the next floor and the other floor after that were a little more interesting.
Oh?
There were about 100 rooms, some of which had no windows, and I designed staircases that went right into walls, doors that couldn't be opened from the inside, and they called it the Murder Castle.
And no one was a little suspicious?
Well, I fired the builders every few months, because after that, they wouldn't know who was doing it, so only I knew where everything was and how it worked.
And what did you do with that room?
Well, through a variety of methods. I would trap women up there, and
I've had to censor most of Mr. Holmes' depiction, as it's rather graphic to the ears of, well, anyone. Here we return.
And once the skeletons were clean, in the basement, I would sell them to medical schools for huge profits.
And they said William Tweed was ruthless and greedy. How did you eventually get caught, Henry?
After the fair, I flitted around the country, and I got arrested a few times, but eventually one of my cellmates betrayed me, and the Boston police arrested me in 1894.
And what did you tell the judges at your trial?
I told them I was possessed by Satan.
A motel run by the devil, eh? Did they buy that line?
Obviously not. I'm on death row.
How foolish of me. Just out of curiosity, how many people did you end up put away with?
I lost count. A couple. 100.